Hello. It is wonderful for you all to be here because I'm here and we're here and we are here together. That is correct. Give me just one moment. Actually, this kind of goes me being a little give me one moment goes with what we're doing today. I sound too pumped. Anyways, I'm a little dry. I've been very swamped this week with work. So, if I'm not at my these aren't the ones that I drew my goat man with. Where the hell are those? Pencils. Whatever. I'm talking about these things. They're a very nice set. For some reason, I don't know why, but apparently my house has two of them. I don't know where we got the second one, but I had because I know I while I was bored, attached to the wall. While I was bored drawing this thing a while back, I would rearrange them in order of their pigments, their colors, for those who don't know what pigment means, and those aren't arranged in the order that I put them in. So anyways, we happy days are going to be finally, and I mean finally, drawing a to be continued. We'll be back soon. I don't really know what it's gonna say, but we're gonna start to draw that now. So my idea, I had this idea percolating in my mind all day, is I have a very eclectic mix of both. I have a very eclectic mix. I'm gonna repeat my sentence of both real life art and digital art in my streaming brand advertisement, my imagery, let's say. And I was like, what's a way I could bridge that gap a little bit? And so I thought, here, my PNG tuber, digital. What I'm doing right now, real life. I've done a bunch of real life art on stream. My profile picture is actually a painting that I did on stream quite a while ago. One of my first streams ever. The thing is held up this test of time. But I was like, what could bridge that gap a little bit? And I was like, why don't we do a digital art form with a real life thing? So we're gonna do some stop motion animation today. Maybe not today. This is gonna be a few days of work. But what I'm hoping to do is give me one moment. Oh, I was thirsty. I'm going to, with this piece of paper, I'm gonna cut out this goober, the sun dude, because oh geez, please don't make my camera keep doing that all stream. Anyways, this little goober right here is what I'm gonna be cutting out. And drawing and cutting out on this white piece of paper. And then, so you see how this guy's got yeah, let me try. They got little sun rays, right? A cartoonish sun. It's got sun rays. And I was thinking, those kind of look like a buffering bar or buffering wheel. You know what I mean? So I was like, why don't I have that, the stop motion be that turning? And then I'm going to do a bunch of stuff in the background. It's going to be all pretty. But first, we need the first of it, okay? Now I don't know how long I'll be able to stream today. Maybe not long at all, genuinely. I don't know because I kind of have crap to do today. I'm not gonna lie, but I just wanted a start to this idea because I thought it would be cute. So I have been, while I was talking, looking around. If you couldn't tell, my sound quality hasn't been consistent the whole way through. But ow, fuck. Ow, I just hit my hand kind of hard. Anyways, I was looking for something to trace a circle with. Hey, what's up, man? And I haven't drawn anything. You have not missed the beginning of anything. Oh, I forgot to show you. I finished the flower. Give me 1 second. I finished this bad boy off stream because I had a blister on my hand. So I was like, I have a blister like right here. So all of yesterday, I was like on and off doing this shit because I just really wanted it done. I'll still like, so I carved like the last few petals, and I have to go over it with like a Dremel or whatever to both get like under the petals and like smoothen out a little bit. But oh, thanks, man. Uh Dremels are really loud on microphone, at least that I've found. So I'm going to do that off stream and then show you it eventually. But today we're doing something special. I don't have a like this. Give me one moment. Like, please stand by while a break is happening. You know, like those sort of like title screens, or you get what I'm trying to say? I don't have like a to be continued or I'll be back soon screen for streaming, like at all. So, big brain that I have, I was thinking, how could I fix that? And I am going to make a stop motion animation, or I'm going to try my best to, of my little like character dude right here, buffering, because like his little rays look like buffer, like, you know, the buffering thing where it's like, I'm gonna cut this off anyway, so it's like all these kind of going out in a circle and they're like spinning. Well, can you not see? You cannot really see that well, you know, like that thing, but they're all spinning and there's more rays, but like that, but it's spinning. I'll have that happen, and then there'll be a bunch of stuff in the background, but I still need to draw all this. So first step, I guess, I have like a shitload of construction paper just like lying around because my mom used to be like a kindergarten teacher, so, or she used to work with like little kids, and so I have like a bunch of arts and crafts stuff lying around. And I have like these, ah, shit, why did I lift it off the piece of paper? No. I have a ton of construction paper. It it's just gonna take a while to take all the pictures, but I'm thinking, because it's not like me shaping anything, like it's not clay or it's not like little puppets. So my thought is that it actually will be a little faster because it's just gonna be like paper on paper. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's gonna be this little dude in the center, and then maybe like a paper rocket ship flies through like the side or whatever, and then maybe like, I don't know. You get it. You get what I'm trying to say, man. And then I gotta do, how much should I count precisely how many? Um, I'll count roughly. I need to like actually do a close up of my little dude. So let me count that. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Actually, very happy with that round ass number. 18 little like star rays. That's doable. So we are going to draw them. How close are they? They're pretty close. Maybe a little farther away than this, but pretty close. I will warn you though. I am a little like hazy on how long I'll be able to do this or stream today for, because I have a shitload of work to do. I'm very swamped with both homework and like just studying because I have a few tests coming up. And so however long it goes for, I don't really know. That is not, I want it to be like facing to the circle, not going up. That, like that. And then yeah, that was the flower from earlier. I don't know if you could tell. I did a lot of work off stream. I'm not gonna lie with you. I did almost like like a few hours of work off stream just because I really wanted to like get to other projects. I never really hated that project or anything. It's not that. It's just it's kind of taking up time. How about I do like 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me space them out. 5, 6. A little farther away. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I need 2 more in there. I meant, oh, thank you. I believe so. Maybe not. I don't know, dude. I genuinely, because I probably mentioned homework as like a holistic thing, but I did like a lot of the. All right, I'm gonna vent to you a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, Punch. You've unlocked the floodgates. I did a lot of the calc work, but still got like a shitload of that to do. I've been doing more of the physics stuff, so hopefully that is like doing fine. I don't really know. But like that's due in like a day or two, and then I have to do a bunch of reading for my macro stuff. I'm just kind of like, you know what I mean? It's just been a very long week, and then I have some tests towards the end of the week that I gotta do. It's just been rough. Not really like too horrible rough, but like you notice it when it isn't one of those break weeks, you know what I mean? Bring that a little closer. Have that there. There. I think that's relatively spaced out. This can be a little closer to here. How many is that? I think I got 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18. Yes, okay. So get that. Get that. Okay, I'm gonna fix up something because, yeah, it can be a little much. um, I am drained for today. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I won't be as funny as the day. I'll certainly try, but I think it's also that carving is kind of mindless, so I could focus on coming up with jokes. But no, this I don't even know how. I'm like contemplating it. How about we run through a little bit of thinking how this is gonna go together, all right? Because I got a few ideas, but I would love some feedback on what you think might look good as well. So, do you get the concept that I'm going for? I need to ask that question first as like clarifying if I need to explain anymore. Here we go. Because if you don't get the idea, then I think it'll be harder to do it. But I don't think it's that hard of an idea. It's kind of like, I don't know if I have like an example off the top of my head, but this is definitely, I've seen it before. It's more common like children's cartoons, but actually, speak of the devil, I think this is kind of, if you know how South Park is made, I don't really watch a lot of South Park, but I just know it's made by like paper mache cutouts. Um, it's basically going to be that, but it's just going to be like a repeating loop. I know like the barest little inch of animation knowledge. I know it needs to be around 24 frames per second is like the average. Maybe I'll do 12 frames per second, make it even slower so it looks more like handmade. I don't know, but each frame shouldn't really be that hard. Once we get all this stuff cut out, it really should just be like move it a little bit, move it a little bit, move it a little bit, and then we're good. And then we're good. Hmm. But so I'm if you can't tell by the excuse me, my throat is very give me a second. Okay. If you can't tell by the PNG tuber and the me not showing my face and stuff, I'm eventually well, this isn't really a direct sign, but I'm eventually hoping to work my way up into like a VTuber model. Eventually, I'm hoping I could make one day. I think that'd be neat. But my idea as like theming is going to be the sun. Obviously, you can see him right here, a little goofy sun model. Oh, it even zoomed in. But I guess space theming could be neat all around. So I'm thinking maybe like rocket ships going like across the thing, maybe like um some stars, like little twinkled stars in the background. I don't really know. If you got any other ideas, open to like any ideas, genuinely. I'm open to a whole plethora. Ooh, actually, my genius brain just came up with another mastermind strategy. I wonder, that's a little too much. I wonder if I can cut this out of, like, I'll trace it out and cut this out, but I wonder if I can trace this out of, like, orange construction paper, and then I won't have to, like, color in the whole thing. I don't know. I think coloring it will be fine. What about some different plant? Ooh, like a little earth or a little. I get where you're going. I get where you're going. Um, I like it. I like it. Maybe like maybe they could be orbiting around the sun like little. They don't have to be that detailed. I could just do like a blue orb around with like green little cutouts on top of the blue orb that's rotating around. Though now that I think about this, it's not going to be like rip off. Obviously, it's going to be I'm going to draw this dude as this in the center, but it does kind of remind me of Germa's like withstanding like we'll be there in a moment sort of thing. If you know what that looks like, where it's like the note, like the music note rotating in like orbit. I kind of think it's similar to that and like all the screaming planets. Um, Now that I'm thinking of it, it might look similar to that. But hey, man, if I can't replicate art, what's the point? Of that. There we go. I'm just hoping that this is very easily erased because I don't really want to. If it looks, I think I haven't seen Jerma, not gonna lie, but I've heard someone hype him up. If I can, he's kind of the goat. Like he's one of the oldest. Um, that's such an insane first thing to look up. Jerma. Um, Wait. Screen. Yeah, this thing. Um, Copy image. Let me see if I can pull this up as a image. He's very good. He's very like deep in the. Oh, I gotta add it to it as a file. Fuck. All right. Save image as untitled. Shit. One. There we go. Here. Photos, camera roll. This is what his. It's definitely not the same, but I'm kind of like envisioning now what I have as sort of like this. Mine's gonna be a little different. It's gonna be more like 2D, where like all the stuff is flat on the page, but this is his like waiting screen. So let me get that out. Yeah, let's remove that. But if you get the gist of what I'm going for here, sort of like that, where like those planets would be rotating around. But I was thinking, yeah, kinda, a little bit like Pokemon or Pokemon, Mario Galaxy. Um, I was thinking though, when I eventually, because my whole goal with streaming was to learn like skills with, which this hasn't really panned out. I've kind of just turned into a very like broad variety streamer that does art from time to time. But my original goal, and I still want to sort of keep by it, is to learn skills. Like I wanted to learn sort of how to draw, sort of how to do other art forms on stream. And I think that went pretty well. I've learned a lot. I mean, I drew this, which like isn't beautiful, but it's like still pretty good. I painted in like the first week of streaming. I painted my profile picture on. I actually have it right next to me, but I painted this thing. But I kind of wanted to broaden my skill range, and I go on like weird ass tangents. To bring a long story short, what I wanted to do was like change my profile picture and my like background and stuff to something new that I've drawn every single like few months, which I think would be a major upkeep. Like it would kind of be a pain in the ass, especially with how slow I am at art in general. But I think that would be like neat to show progress. I've kind of scrapped that idea. I'll still probably like remake my profile picture and such later, but that's like probably a once a year thing where I like remake it in a better skill. Um, but yeah, I, god damn it, I lose my train of thought all the time. So I made this little goober, and he is gonna be here for a little bit until I eventually like build the time or skill to draw like a humanoid version of what I'm planning to look like or planning to like show. Um so he's going to be here for a little bit, but I was thinking once I retire him to like the grave or whatever, he could be a very like chibi version of my general model. And so I could have him as like an emote or something eventually. And retire him to being an emote. That's like way down the line. That's way that I'm putting the cart before the horse here a little bit. Never actually used that metaphor besides just right there properly. I guess new things every day. So wait, I know you have your chem final in a few days. Is that like did you pass? Did you do it yet? Yeah, send them off to the old farm with with the dogs and the fishes. Send them off to a farm. Um, how was the chem final if you've taken it? If not, why are you here? Go study more. No, how'd you do? Or if you didn't take it, are you like think you're chilling? Actually later today? Damn, dude. I would not be watching a Twitch streamer right now. But good on you. I would be stressing the hell out instead of just like chillaxing on my phone before a big old final like this. I envy. I think I'm pretty chill taking tests. Um, but you think how'd the studying go? Oh, that's pretty oblong. That's pretty obnoxiously shaped. How do you think? I'm so cooked, but I just need to lock in. Nah, you're fine. Just remember, I don't know anything about physics. I don't know anything about chem anymore. It's gone with the wind. You'll look back and be like, I'm so unthankful that I took this class. I hate this fucking class. Chemistry sucks. I don't know what a fucking mole is. I hate that moles are both like a unit of measurement and they're like a constant. So sometimes you gotta like add them and subtract them, and sometimes they say the same no matter what. Why can 1 mole of H2O become 1 mole of fucking oxygen, or 1 mole of hydrogen and 2 moles of oxygen? Makes no goddamn sense. You get it. You get it, man. That pissed me off. Like, first week of me taking my chem class, I was like, the math just doesn't make any sense. Aw, thank you. Stop buttering me up, bro. Can't make me blush, dude. Stop buttering me up. I should have done a popcorn. I feel like a popcorn VTuber would have been funny. Stop buttering me up. No, I'm too chill right now. I'm too not on edge. I need to be like in the heat of the moment. I'm too like laid back and relaxed, which is weird. I'm straight edge as a punk, bro. I don't do any of that stuff, but I'm very much like low BPM, low heart rate right now. Just zoomed out. I don't know why. I think it's just me being tired. I think it's genuinely me just kind of giving up. I need to eat some more food. I need to like get a blood sugar rush or something. This has got to be better, man. That's better, I think. Maybe, hopefully. I don't know. I think it's going to be really cute eventually, but you got to kind of like set your mind into the future a little bit with this sort of thing. Actually, speaking of nothing at all, I'm going to finish this, and then before I draw, let's talk about the background for a moment, because I've had a few ideas about the damn background, and I want to hear. That's not a great thing. I want to hear your feedback of my ideas of the background. I usually like people who are chill because I find it easier to chill. Others went and be into something. I get that. This is abnormal. Well, I do have some pretty stressful classes, so sometimes I'm pretty just wrung out like a wet towel on stream sometimes. But I don't know, you should see me playing like Dark Souls and getting pissed off at how many times I'm dying to Sith. Or who was it? Oh, I was pissed. If you've ever played Dark Souls 1, they have this really annoying mechanic called getting cursed. And so what happens when you get cursed is your health gets halved permanently until you either and this is just something that random enemies can fucking do to you. Like, this doesn't have any like reason behind it. This made me so angry, you have no idea. So you can just get cursed from any random enemy that does this status effect, and it halves your health permanently, not dying, Uh, yeah, I do kind of. I I crash out a little bit, and I can't tell if I'm doing it for the bit or if I'm actually angry sometimes because I'm just like overdoing it. But anyways, so you can just get cursed from nothing, from like a random ass enemy. It halves your health permanently. You die, still your health is halved. Um, it's permanent until you either use a non-renewable like consumable item, or you go to this random enemy and you give him like a shitload of souls, which, if you don't know, is kind of hard to get when your health is fucking halved. And the guy that you need to buy this thing from is in the middle of this, like, kind of high level area with a bunch of high, like, difficult enemies. And in Dark Souls games, sure, you can level up to do more damage, but a lot of leveling up is just increasing your health so you don't get one shot by stuff. Like, that's genuinely, if you know how to put levels in a Dark Souls game, that's what you should put levels in. For 95% of the run is just, oh, if I'm not beating this boss, let me just put some more levels into my health, and then I'll eventually beat him, because I'll just, like, be able to outlast him, do more damage eventually. But if your health is halved, your levels are halved, basically. Like, your skill can make up for a little bit of it, but oh, you have no idea. You sweet summer child, you have no idea the torture I went through. Because Sith the Scaleless is like a pretty. He's a bit of an annoying boss because he's just like really fat. And I don't mean this in like a mean way. His model is just huge. And he has very like huge, like arena spanning attacks. So, and all of his attacks do curse buildup. So I got cursed like 2 or 3 times fighting this dude who I have to, every time I can't beat him with the curse because he's already like he's like here, and me at full health is like here, but he'll still beat me every once in a while. But at like curse, I'm all the way down here, dude. How am I supposed to beat him if I'm okay? Whatever, you get it. All right, so I had an idea for the background. Let me show you the background. You want to see the background, kiddo? Uh, so I was having an idea of kind of segmenting. Give me 1 second. Segmenting the background into these 3 colors and doing like wavy cuts in all of them. So like a black top, a purple bottom, and then like blue at the bottom, and then maybe like green all the way at the bottom or something. I don't really know. Maybe I'll just I don't know, because I feel like that could be neat, or maybe like it's surrounding. Yeah, well, Fawn, guess what? I'm drawing this goober in real life. I'm finally making my introductions. Fawn, meet Punch, Punch, meet Fawn, say hello, be friends. Um, I'm finally making my to be continued, or like I'll be back. Give me like a break. Title screen sort of, and I'm making it in stop motion paper mache, not paper mache, or in stop motion carpentry paper, because I thought this was a great idea for some reason. And I'm very much open to any ideas that the crowd might want to yell out. So, ooh, a genius lightning bolt just struck my massive brain once again. Hear this, folks. So, and I was curious about this working where it's like segmented, and I was like, that could be neat, maybe, perhaps. I don't really know. But I think this looks too much like a sunset, which this could be a sunset, but if I have like rockets and stars in the sky, it might look a little weird. Maybe not super weird, but like hear out my massive mind for just one moment. What if I had it so that this was like cut out so that the center, and it's gonna be like wiggly, like a nebula or whatever. But the center is the black here, and then I cut the center out of this, and then it's gonna be like purple around the black thing, and I cut the broader center out of this, and so it's gonna be like blue all the way on the edges, and then on the corners I do another cut where it's gonna be blue, and then it's gonna be purple, and it's gonna be black again. How does that sound? Does that like percolate in your mind? Because I think I'm maybe striking gold here a little bit. Maybe how does that? I think that looks pretty good. Maybe I need feedback. I'm not I can't make decisions by myself. I need feedback. I need people to validate my ideas. Give me 1 second. But I don't know. I think it'll be cute either way. Maybe I'll just do the black background first, and then I'll see how the purple and blue go, like, eventually. So those are maybes. Oh, Fawn, you missed it. So you might be like, Art, where the fuck did you get all this construction paper? All of this construction paper, all of this construction paper. Well, my mom, she worked in, well, she still works in like education. I am planning on adding stars, and I don't know. I'm gonna do like little sparkle stars. There were like, they're kind of like the like little twinkle stars. Like that, sorta, all around the background. So I think I might use quite a few white pieces of paper. But so, little backstory: my mom works in education, and I'm not gonna tell you where or how or what or why, but basically she How are you good at drawing those? I kind of just freehand that, like, based on what I think it would look like. I genuinely didn't think it would go out that well. But you just gotta like whoop, 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 whoop. Just go whoop. So my mom worked with a bunch of kids, and in like a closet somewhere, we just have like piles upon piles of random like arts and craft equipment. So yeah, I'm pretty set for a lot of arts and craft needs for a while, but who knows? You just go whoop, man. Just go whoop, 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 whoop. Enough eyeing around. Let's do some drawing, maybe, perhaps. Let's look at some drawing. My drawing, in fact. Let's see. So I'm going to be cutting this out. So this back doesn't really matter. I think I think I'll flip it. Where I'll do all the drawing on, I'll do like test drawing on this side, and then I'll flip it when I'm doing the stars to cut the stars out, I think. Whoa. Hey, studio, how's it going? Damn, the whole squad showed up. Okay. We're gonna be cutting out this paper. Alright, a little bit of story time with Art for y'all, if you don't know. Wait, quick, let me explain. Studio, I'm making a, like, intermission. That's the word I was looking for this whole time. An intermission, art streaming, like, layer for my stream. And I was like, how should I do that? That would be cute and fun. And I thought, doing a stop motion animation of like a construction paper drawing would be neat. And so I'm doing that. This is not really how you should cut, by the way. A little bit of a safety fact. Don't cut towards your hand. Son content only on this channel. Because I'm one cool son of a lovely mother. That was not good. Here we go. That is one petal of this sunflower kaput. Dunzo. Now 17 more to go. I counted them. Don't worry. Shit. I think cutting out the main center sun would make this much harder, unfortunately. I think it would, like, obviously it's so much paper to cut out that it would lose a lot of its structural stability as like a whole piece of paper is my thought. Now I gotta like slowly cut out all these things. Hopefully when it comes to cutting out the little stars, I'm just gonna make piles of differently sized, like piles of 5 or so South Park episode. That is an example that I used to explain this. Yes, you get it. You see it, studio. You see my machinations as they are. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So my idea for the star background is how I'm going to cut them out. I'm going to do differently. I'm going to do like piles of 4 or 5-ish, maybe like more or less, because I want this to be pretty uneven. I think adding a little bit of randomness to it kind of gives it the punch, like cute, childish character that I'm going for. Not character. I mean like, not I said that wrong. I mean like homemade almost. You know what I mean? I know what I mean. Like, shit. Kind of like, I should draw on, I should color this before it goes any further, because I think coloring smaller little petals are gonna suck. Now let me color these and then continue to color. We color on the desk so I don't color the background, but I should color in that first, because holding it still like this and coloring onto it is gonna suck. Wait. Oh yeah. I want to do it on this side. And if it's not like perfect, that's fine. I think that also adds a little bit of like homemadeness to it. If like the mimicry of my own drawing isn't exact. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Who knows? Who really knows it all? Not me. Oh, no wonder. No. That's mean. Never mind. It's mean towards myself. Don't worry. But don't go under the black piece of paper. I'll lose ya. I really don't have a lot. Why don't I tell y'all a little? I'm getting the colored pencil on my fingers. No. Staining my fingertips so that there, that's good. No. Yes. Okay. The colored pencil is staining my fingertips. It's coming off of the petals. Big crisis. Do I have any stories about today? I don't know. I had a pretty chill day today. I'm not gonna lie. Other than like being very swamped with work, which I've complained to Punch basically all stream about. I had a pretty chill day today. How was y'all's day? Oh, how was your day, Fawn slash studio slash, I suppose, Punch? I don't know. Punch is waiting for a final. I don't know how he's not like bouncing off the walls with stress, but I guess he's watching some random dude in his basement color. So that calms him down. I don't know. Whatever y'all are into. Uh, but how was your day? Enter your name here, please. This is a freely openable forum of day entering. I'm begging too much. I'm begging too much. I'm asking for too much. Who knows? Oh, dude, flattery will get you everywhere. I hope you know that, Punch. Will get you into every door. Speaking of, why don't I just talk about my own plans while I'm just thinking in boredom? So I have that. Um, damn. I have the no more uhs this entire stream. If I say one more it's over. All right, we're being extreme because I sound like a doofus right now. I think that I need to cut out the rest because I want to color on the side that isn't traced upon, because I think the tracings will make it look worse, correct? Like that was an oh, that was an all right, we're not ending stream, but look at the tracings here, like they're kind of very visible, and I don't want to go in through the scissors. Oh, I wanted to talk about my scissors, or scissor stories, or stories about me using, no way I say that is gonna really sound proper. Fuck. No more dude. All right, that was strike two. But we all know it's baseball rules here, where 3 strikes and you're out. So I gotta be very careful with my wording here. I will be cutting out the rest of them. Shear in place of scissors. My story about shearing children. When I was a child, I sheared very slowly. I've made mention. Fuck. All right, wait. That was. How about we do the as maybe like a ball? And so I'm still at 2 strikes. I'm at 1 ball. What do I get when I walk to first base? I don't know why I'm making a baseball analogy. I'm not really good at baseball or like it. It's kind of no. Punch, I need to warn you. I have spirited opinion. I have this very funny joke. Was 8 a.m. doing 8 p.m. working on tool, making some between eat. Did you only eat a banana all day? Studio, you're gonna starve yourself. So this is a nice routine. I think I will envy that sort of routine when I grow up, because I don't know if I will be when I become a big boy. Actually, did you know that penguins are not the only bird that cannot fly, but there are quite a lot of species of birds that cannot fly, including kiwis, ostriches, and emus? Did I save it? That wasn't an I was actually starting a word there. When I grow to become a fully functioning adult in the real world, I wish for a regimented schedule like that. I am not that scheduled of a person. Lunch and dinner were also included. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Who knows, studio? Maybe you just eat emus? It's emus. I'll have you know, Fawn. I don't care if my accent makes it sound like I'm saying it wrong, because I'm saying it right. Because emus are pronounced like emu. Like the word. Wrens are like the smaller than Oh, you were correcting yourself with emu. I don't know. I make my New York accent my whole personality. That's right. Yo. I'm kind of just a New Yorker or whatever. What was I saying? Oh, my scissors. Yes. So I've kind of complained about this. Maybe I'll just stated it. I don't know. However you want to perceive it. That I'm a very slow artist all the frickin' time. I've kind of accepted that now, especially now that I've been doing like art projects on the semi-regular, and it extends to basically all of the art I want to do. I guess I'm just very like meticulous is a word I suppose you could kindly say. No, I didn't have a save for that one. I just said damn it. Another word you could use is like a perfectionist weirdo, I suppose. But however you want to call it, I do spend quite my time doing art projects. In any like class area of doing art, I was always first one to start, last one to finish. What is the funny? Ooh. Okay. I will go back to my story. Funniest American accent. I hate to be mean to my own kind, but or my own New England brethren, but there are some really weird ass accents up in New England. Bostonian accents are weird. Rhode Island accents are just like foreign. They're basically Canadian. Alaskan accents, I have to imagine, are kooky. Everyone wants to say like, oh, the Southern accent, oh, the new whatever, because Southerners are like, oh, doll, whatever shall I do, doll? I can't do accents well, but I don't think that's really the funniest accent. I think the funniest is maybe like a Maryland accent, because it's not like, or like a kind of subtle one, because like, ooh. Scratch everything I said. I was stupid, but just a moment ago, and my mind has expanded to a point that you cannot imagine. It's obviously the Midwestern accent that is the funniest. All that stuff about like, oh, a subtler accent is more funny because like the certain special words are just where they like butcher them, like how New Yorkers say coffee. East Coast accents are the funniest to me. I grew up in PNW. Pennsylvania or PN. What is PNW? I'm so bad with acronyms. I cannot parse them. But let's just say a Midwesterner accent, if you've never heard of it, they sound weird. They don't sound normal. That's super mean. No, it's just kind of like, it's probably the Southern accent that isn't talked about. Like, in my opinion, a Midwestern accent is just as like alien to an American's ear. Like it's not the normal way most Americans speak. Like how a Southern accent isn't normally how most Americans speak. Besides Southern, like it's so different. But no one really talks about Midwest accents comparatively to like making fun of Southern accents, if that makes any sense. Am I making sense here? Am I chopping wood or just chopping ideas up into finer parts? That is not an idiom. I just made that up and makes me look like an idiot. It sort of worked, right? Erase that. East Coast accents are funny. I do agree. I, though growing up in New York, have a lot of family, especially like second cousins and stuff from Boston-ish area, and they sound weird. All right, I'll just say it straight, plain and straight. My sister is one of the dreaded New Yorkers who says coffee. I think it's coffee, right? Yeah, it's coffee. She says coffee and rum instead of room, and I make fun of her on a daily basis about that. I think West Coast accents I don't know if it's just me. I'm just gonna state my opinion because that's what we're all here for. It's me. Um, I don't know if I can hear a West Coast accent that much because I feel as though. Let me get to my point here. Let me lead up there. We gotta walk the trail before we see the mountaintop. You know what I mean? I think a West Coast accent is kind of hard for me, and I am gonna stereotype a lot of people by saying them as well, because, and I'm just using plain logic here, a lot of media is shot on the West Coast. You know what I mean? Now that one was just an I don't really have anything. Like Hollywood and a lot of other such is all on the West Coast. So it just is reasonable to me that a West Coast accent is kind of hard for a lot of people to hear because they are so used to like the TV man sounding like that. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of making that up actually. I have no like proof to back my study there, my scientific study. Oh, I had a riveting idea today in class. I want your opinion on this study before I bring it to the Nobel laureate to hopefully receive a prize of at least peace, but I was hoping for a Nobel Science Prize. I believe the green shell in Mario Kart has a little bit of homing to it. This is completely out of nowhere, but let me explain. So, you guys, I'm sure, have all played Mario Kart before. Well skilled or not, you guys know the green and the red shell, correct? It is my humble opinion, as but a servant of this council, that I think the green shell has a little bit of homing to it. Because I know the red shell, if you are for some insane reason unknown to this form of media, the red shell homes in on the target right in front of you, right? But the green shell is supposedly not able to home in at all. But in exchange, it can bounce off of walls multiple times to act as sort of a area denial, if you would, if your mind would go to that. So that seems as though, okay, you're trading off some consistency where like a red shell is basically always going to hit unless you do some crazy strats or you have something blocking it or whatever, for maybe a little bit of erratic movement and less likely to hit the target, right? That's like the trade-off that they tell you, that the media tells you. But it's my opinion. Ooh, quick ban. Sweaty, sweetie, you need to be banned. I'm sorry. Not really sorry. You're a robot. Ow. Ooh, I just pinched my pinky so bad. I'm good. But every time I've ever seen anyone play, 9 times out of 9 times, a green shell hits. And I'm like, how does a green shell hit? It should be less accurate. It should be more erratic in its movements. And maybe it's not completely homed in. Maybe it's just happenstance. Maybe it's just next carrot in front of you, green shells. That's what I'm saying. Or that's what they want you to believe. I'm sorry, Fawn, but you may be brainwashed by by Big Nintendo, by Big Shell, by Big Koopa, that the green shell is just about geometry. But I don't think so. I don't think so. And blue shells, yeah, they coast to first. Blue shells they're not a part of the equation. Though I guess like they're another point of homing. I believe that the green shell is homing because there's no fucking way I can be hit 8 times in a row by a damn green shell. All right? This may be personal. I know you should put science over personal feelings, but I think it's ridiculous that my friends keep hitting green shells on me. And that's where I got this thesis from. You played competitively for Mario Kart? How? How? That's so cool. All right. Skill diff this, skill diff that. Real funny. Real funny, Punch, all right? Real funny thing to say. This is really important to me. How'd you play it competitively? Or are you just like hyperbolizing and lying to me, Fawn? Are you lying in a way that would frankly break all trust that I've ever had in any viewer ever? Is that what you're saying to me? I mean, no, I could see it. I could see it. As a gamer, I think you got the skills. I think you got the motor continuity. It's just not the right word, but I chose to use it as the right word just because, you know, if there's two paths in the wood, you want to choose the road less traveled on, and that made all the difference. Come watch me do art. He'll butcher famous poetry in front of a audience live on broadcast. He'll horribly butcher very famous poetry. So tell it to me straight, Fawn. Was it like a tournament sort of thing? Or was it like a just really good compared to your relative sort of thing? Because one is like, you're shattering all trust I've ever had by saying competitively. And the other is like, wowza. Zooey mama, if you would. Ooh, wowza. I can't do it. I'm not really energized today. I need my daily... Don't talk to me before I have my daily bump. Please don't talk to me before I have my daily... like 50 ounces. I don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. They're bad for you. They're bad for you. All right, Punch? All right, kiddo? They're no good for a growing chemical engineer like yourself. They'll make you become a civil engineer. Don't do it. No, I'm not gonna make that joke. You know, you take a little bit of some given substance at a party, go from a chemical engineer to like a physics, what am I trying to even say? They have ghosts that you can ride from all around the globe. You can bet on their place. Oh. Energy drinks, so I think I'm already reaching that point. Okay. If it's just energy drinks, that's just being an engineer. But anything further than that, and you might be going into the dreaded territory of becoming a theoretical physicist. You don't want to be like them, all right, kid? They'll do some crazy stuff to you in theoretical physics. Don't do it. So basically like horse racing, Fawn. I've been getting into where I've been like looking at horse racing. I think I've come up with a brand new idea that no one's ever thought of before. All right? Instead of horse racing, and I know all the like subgroups, greyhound racing, turtle racing, hamster racing, snail racing. How about rock racing? All right? Now listen to me here, because I don't know if you can really follow along. Rock racing is when you put two boulders, do too many drugs, you might become a philosophy major or an English major. Rock racing, yes. You see, rock racing is when you have a bunch of different rocks, many different sizes, of course, to make some variations into the whole sort of schema of how you'd play this game. But rock racing is when you put two boulders down a hill, or multiple boulders, whatever, and you see which one falls the fastest. And you might be like, because of gravity and other constants, they should fall at a relatively similar rate. You're wrong, and I want you to know that. Gravity's not real. Don't be ridiculous. It's all fake and such. And the different topography of the hill that you're rolling them down should cause variations in such that a final victor should be crowned. So it's my idea, Sharks. How do you feel? How do you feel about that idea, Sharks? I'm thinking $100,000 for 2% of my company, of 2% of the revenue. Yeah, too many energy drinks and you'll become an accounting major. You don't want to become an accounting major, kiddo. $1 billion idea. I know. Thank you for seeing the light, almost. It really means a lot that I have such a supporting tank of sharks that want to bring this idea straight to the moon, if you would. If I would like to take a little bit of verbiage from my fellows over at Hustleonomics. Dude, I should drop a I should drop a shit coin. Oh, that'd be so funny. Just out of nowhere, this 20 follower streamer drops a shit coin and Rug pulls it at like $2. Oh, that would be so funny. There we go. Wow, I've only cut out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of paper. I told you I was slow at this sort of thing, man. I am not a Speedy Gonzalez for these sorts of events. I cut off too much. See, this is why I'm slow at cutting, because otherwise I do stuff like that and it makes me want to cry. No, it's still gonna be cute. And I think actually it gives a little more character to it, in my opinion. I got a question for y'all, because I've actually been shocking myself this month. I think in the last like month, time-wise, not date-wise, I've visited a surprising amount of diners. And I'm curious, are diners, because this might sound stupid unless you know that the New York, New England area is full of like, not even brands, but just genres of restaurant that don't exist otherwise, or like anywhere else. Delis, I'm so sorry that you guys don't have delis, but it's maybe one of the greatest creations of all time. I wish I was the man who created the deli, because I would be a billionaire by now. I'd be a multi-trillionaire, be the richest man in the world if I created a deli. $1 million idea, real authentic delis in other states, just like staff them with New Yorkers and they just start cussing you out if you fucking order a weird ass sandwich. They'll do that. They hate you. They're like personable. They're real They're just not. Delis are maybe, I think I probably have delis in like the rotation of food that I eat as much as like a genre of like as much as a cultural food. Like I probably have them more than Mexican food. I probably have them more than Greek food, or like deli food is of the popularity and the like consumption of a culture of food, because it's just New York food. If you don't know really what a deli is, let me explain it to you as from an authentic New Yorker what a deli is. A deli is a restaurant, naturally, but it's not just a restaurant. It's kind of a mishmash, if you would. It's very much focused on food. You're not going to get like games and stuff there, but it's kind of like a 7-Eleven, sort of. Or it's kind of like a convenience store in a way, where a lot of the time you can like grab your soda that you want out of like the big old like soda refrigerators that they have at convenience stores, and like that sort of thing is very common in delis, where it's a lot of like serve yourself ish. You have so they have the refrigerators on the side usually with a shitload of drink options. So that's already great. Like any way you want to start your day, you want to start your day with a soda, you can start your day with a soda. You can start your day with 5 C4 energy drinks. You can start your day with 5 C4 energy drinks. You can start your day with one of those glass bottles of Starbucks coffee, or maybe you want to have a glass bottle of Yoo-Hoo, the chocolate milk. Amazing option. You should drink a bottle of Yoo-Hoo. Period. Right now. Go get one. Before your test, it'll be good luck. Nah, if you're lactose intolerant, you will not make it through that test. But there's a bunch of different drink options, and delis aren't a breakfast spot. They aren't a lunch spot. They aren't even a dinner spot. They're a lifestyle almost. They're kind of just the spot, if you would. If you please would, delis are everything. They're anything that you want them to be. They're anything that they could be. They're beautiful. So after you pick your drink of choice, you can also pick a snack of choice. And there's lots of ways delis can do this. I'm not going to be doing any art right now. I'm just going to be talking. I've just this has gone to the wayside. I'm just going to be telling you the beauty of a deli. So there's lots of different snacks at a deli. You can have chips, you can have candy, you can have really anything you can imagine, like devil dogs or Twinkies or whatever. They're anything at a deli. Delis are really like the dreamer's restaurant, where if you want a Starbucks coffee and 5 Twinkies as your breakfast, what are devil dogs? Punch, I need you to unfollow me. No. Devil dogs are wonderful items of evil creation because they will make you gain 5 pounds once you buy a package of them. Devil dogs are beautiful things. Devil dog. Shit. There we go. They are a snack. They're kind of like if you know what a Twinkie is, they're kind of like that, where they're like a pastry, but they're factory made, basically. They're just really good. Evil dog. Why did it autocorrect to that? These are devil dogs. I'll have them up there so you can study the box arrangement, so you can probably place an order online. You can definitely get some. Go get some devil dogs, all right? They're important. They're important to any growing boy's diet, any growing human's diet, actually. Scratch any relation to gender, any relation to norms in any way. This is what a growing person needs in their body right now. In a sustenance way. Don't take any other meaning out of that. They're purely for enjoyment. No. You are wrong. And please let me explain why. Because I want you to not be in such a mire of foolishness as to think they're just ice cream sandwiches. And don't you dare call them sad. Because I'm going to get very annoyed. They're icing. And 2, things of cake, almost. It's packaged chocolate cake with icing in the center. And they're wonderful, and they're beautiful, and they're awesome. And this brand, Drake's, makes a bunch of shit. They make devil dogs. They make... what else do they make? Can I please... Drake's cakes devil dogs. They make devil dogs. They make Yoo-Hoos. They make ring-dings. They make yodels. They make a bunch of shit. It's basically just devil dogs, but in different shapes. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're wonderful, and I do recommend, if you can scour the earth to find one, you will change your mind and regret that you've ever called them a sad ice cream sandwich again. Okay? Back to art and back to me explaining what a deli is. So delis have a wide variety. I've told you, of both drinks and snacks. Let's get to the food part, because delis are not just for drinks and snacks. That's actually the most secondary thing a deli is for. You'd be like, well, they have such a wide variety. What do you mean secondary? Delis are where your creativity can satiate your stomach. Let me explain. Delis are usually formatted in a sort of flat design where, almost like the shape of a devil dog, they're layered, where usually the orderer is on one side of a counter. The different variety of ingredients for your sandwich, your salad, your whatever is in between you and the server, who will be picking out and crafting a delicacy for you to enjoy. So you give your server a mean look in the eye, and you look them. There's no requirement here of any sort of gender, any sort of norm. I've seen probably the most punk rock ass mofos behind a deli counter, and probably the most conservative old grandmother you could ever think of behind a deli counter. There's no satiation of sect or creed. It's purely just art at a deli. So you look them dead in the eyes and you tell them whatever fuck ass order you want on your sandwich. It could be the most weird, heinous shit possible, and they'll put it on there. You could put horseradish, horse, and radish on a sandwich, and they'll look you in the eyes and be like, it's a good breakfast right there. You know, my kid used to have that when he was a little baby. Made him grow big and strong. They'll love you if you're just, like, honest with them. But if you order some fuck ass, like, boring loser thing, like some, I don't know, breakfast. Oh, give me your breakfast sandwich with sugar and sweet and everything nice. About the Aki way. I've never heard of the Aki way. Let me look up the Aki. I'm just doing a lot of Googling. Doing a lot of Firefoxing. Doesn't really roll off the tongue as well. Aki way. What is Aki way? Aki way. Oh. Yeah. Like, as I said, they'll give you some of the most insane orders of all time. If you like, especially if you look at their specials, they'll chef up some crazy shit for you. But just know this, because delis are kind of the, like, condensing. You know how, like, vanilla extract is, like, condensed down vanilla into its most, like, expressive qualities? A deli is that to, like, New York. So if you badmouth the Mets or the Yankees, or if you even talk about the Mets or the Yankees, depending on which way your deli server or the owner of the restaurant believes, you're gonna get your ass kicked a little bit. You're gonna at least get verbally abused, okay? Don't talk about sports unless you, like, read the room or he's wearing a shirt and you, like, go with him. Don't talk about sports. Don't talk about the mayor elections that just happened. They'll get angry. Don't talk about really a lot if you weren't on the other side of the country. I think you will love them. And I think delis should show up everywhere. That's what I was thinking. $1 billion idea is just to have a New Yorker stationed in every state or every city and just open a deli and teach them you gotta say coffee. You gotta say coffee, like a training montage of all their, like, SoFi or SoCal ass, like, baristas. Coffee. No, it's coffee. Coffee. No, it's coffee. But I feel like it would be a beautiful thing because you might be like, oh, that's a lot of rules. You shouldn't talk about a lot of things. No, 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 no. That's just the starting line. And then once you get to know them, the deli owner, like, usually you want to be friends with the deli owner, but the person who's running behind the staff is usually like a minimum wage worker, or actually, no. Deli workers do kind of make more than minimum wage. It's very surprising. Um, but once you're like chill and buddies with them, it's just like seeing your best friend in the morning before you go off to work or school or whatever. You have a little chat about like the game last night, or like, how's the wife, how's the kids, oh, how's little Tommy doing? You know what I mean? It's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful aspect of New York culture that I feel is missed in a lot of other parts of the country. Uh, but if you remember not to talk about any of the things listed above, you'll be best friends with that person behind the counter. And, you know, maybe no, that one's gonna stay in the old mental fortitude box for a little bit longer. But maybe you'll learn to love it here if you can learn to love a deli. Because once you pick a deli, you pick a deli for life. My favorite sports team. That's a hard question, Punch, because I am not a sports nerd. No matter how much I may have convinced you with bringing up the ball game earlier, and for some reason doing a metaphor of like three strikes you're out for the joke. I'm not a big sports nerd, but I do have a few caveats to that. That I'll watch a game when it's on. Of these teams, I will watch a game of the Yankees because they're my grandmother's favorite team, and I'm nothing but a filial child to my grandmother. Um, I will watch the Seattle Seahawks because they used to be the GOATs, and I cried when they lost that Super Bowl from the deflated ball. And I'll watch the Cubs to laugh at them because they're really bad at a sport. And that's about it. I don't really have a favorite team. I guess the Yankees would have to be my favorite because I just don't really have anything else. But yeah, I'm not a big sports guy. I hate to say it. What's your favorite team? Huh? Open question. What's your favorite team in general, Punchy Boy? Sir combos a lot. Havoc Punch. Is that supposed to be like a Kool-Aid thing or? Nah. Don't answer that. That was a bad joke. That was a bad one. Oh, holy shit. I went way longer than I thought I would. I genuinely thought I was going to go for like 30 minutes. But let me cut out all the pedals and then I'll probably be done. I like the Oakland A's because they're my home. Oh. Is that hockey? I don't know like almost anything about hockey, which is weird because New England is like kind of American hockey central ish. Well, it's really just any place that kind of borders Canada because it's not really our sport, but you know what I mean. Um, Baseball. Oh, Oakland A's. I'll have to do some research, dude. Have to check them out. Oh shit. Nah, I'm sure it's fine. I'll have to do a little bit of searching up. But damn, this thing's taking its sweet ass time. Oh. Villager when you give two villagers when you give them a bed and some bread. Sorry. I don't even know if that picked up on the microphone, but I was just like making random noises and it sounded like the villager. But them doing it was the joke. They're pretty bad, but I like them. Yeah. I don't think skill really has anything to do with, or I don't think skill should have anything to do with how much you like a team. If you like a team and you've liked them for years and they happen to be the best team in the league right now, okay, that's chill. But if you like a team just because you heard they were doing good or whatever, you, my friend, I don't have any mean words to say about you, but I have some mean thoughts to think about you, all right? All right? That's how I'll see you from now on, is just maybe a trade. If you do it to like, you don't really like sports, but you have to have like some water cooler conversation, okay. Okay, but like not really an okay. But if you do it and then just, you're like, oh, I've always liked this team, actually. I've always kind of liked them. Oh, I've always like enjoyed them a little bit. You disgust me. You disgust me with every fibrous morsel of my soul. Every little aspect of you is a blight on the land. But if I'm insulting you and you're a fan of mine, take that all back. You're lovely, man. That's totally fine. You can change teams. It's always nice to see a team win. So I suppose just being fans of the team that's winning the most can't be that bad, right? Get it twisted. I will change my morals and beliefs for a fan base. Get it twisted. I'm doing this for nothing but profit. Get it twisted. Meh. I'm not gonna do sheep when you give them. Is it hay or is it? I think it's wheat in Minecraft, right? I'm not. Never mind. That joke was bad enough. Noise. Noise, noise. Few more to go, and then we're almost through. It's sad to say, but I don't know if I can. This stream is almost over, and I won't be able to see my friends. That almost rhymed. No. Alright, so I... Complete change of subject here, but I've been watching movies randomly. Like, I've been watching really old classics for an English class, because we were doing, like, the hero's journey or whatever the hell. And we watched Rocky, we watched Star Wars, the first one, and we watched we just finished The Lion King today. And those movies hold up really well. Like, I'm not going to do the whole, oh, movies were great back then, what happened to the industry? Because that's been both done to death, and it's kind of like boring. But wow, I've never seen, to be honest with you, have you seen all the Star Wars? I have not. Well, I'm gonna get to that. I've not seen a lot of very classic movies just because I'm not really a movie guy. I find it hard to like kind of sit down and really, which is weird because I enjoy movies a lot. It isn't that I don't like movies. I just find it hard to either find the time or find like the patience. But I have not seen all the I've seen the original before this airing in the class, but I have not seen every single one of them, and we only saw the first one in class anyways. But the Rocky movie, the first Rocky movie might be a little crazy to say, but I've never seen that either. Holds up very well. Now, there's a bit of an asterisk to that holds up well thing, because the Rocky movie does have the like romance scene between Rocky and Adrian towards like the middle of the movie, which isn't really a spoiler. Like it's pretty clear that they end up together, but it's a little rapey. I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's a different time or whatever. There's a lot of arguments you can make. I'm not gonna pick a side. I just felt a little uncomfortable with a modern sensibility looking at that as part of the movie and being like, women are not like chaste as that. You know what I mean? I don't know how to really say it other like back in the day there was like this the fad thing to be when you're dating is like, oh, I'm chaste. I say no, but I really mean yes. And like that was kind of what they were doing there. And I was like, you know, no means no a little bit. And it was a little I won't get into it, but I'm sure if you've seen the movie, I'm jogging some memories of like if you're watching the movie, you can kind of just fast forward through that part, or you can like kind of just ignore it because you know they seem pretty happy otherwise. It was just like the romance scene, I guess. It was a little, I don't know. I'm sure you get that. But we also watched the Lion King movie, which really holds up. Like genuinely, I wasn't going to because this was in the middle of class, and obviously, you know, you gotta stone face it in class to look like a tough guy. But I was gonna, it was like making me a little starry eyed, or making me a little moist in the eyes, if you would, when just the way the music hit, just the way like the feelings of the movie were like combating each other. It's not a good way to say it, but it's just such a good movie. Like that genuinely is, yeah, old Disney movies, but especially like Lion King. What are some other one? Lion King, Hercules, uh Peter Pan. Is Peter Pan Disney? Whatever. Lion King, Hercules, and a few other are like actual gems. Aladdin is a really good one. They're just gems, like genuinely. And like back then they were amazing, but today it's just like a breeze when you're in a sauna. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, going back and being like, we knew how to make. Well, I didn't want to do the point of like old movies are better than movies now because it's too like over argued. Like yeah, they put a lot of love and soul into it, and some of like the more soulless sequels are a little too much soulless for anyone to really enjoy, and they're just kind of cash grabs that ruin a franchise. But dude, like it wasn't just that old movies were great, it's that these movies were great just in general. It and I think that's kind of lost a little bit when this argument of old movies are way better than modern movies is spouted about so frivolously. You know what I mean? Because old movies in general weren't wonderful. I'm sure you can find some 2 out of 10 shitty ass movies in any generation, any time period. But it was just the love and care that was given to these movies in particular, these hand-picked movies for the argument, that kind of devalue the movies in general. Because you're just saying, oh, those were just movies at that time. Those weren't like hundreds upon hundreds of hours of blood, sweat, and tears going into a wonderful project that captivated the hearts and minds of generations and generations of people. They were just movies back then. That was just how movies were made back then. Like that's dumb. That's devaluing what you loved. It like because I hope if you're arguing this point that old movies were better and you're not just trying to like rag on the popular punching bag of right now, which is modern streaming services and modern Hollywood in general. If you're not just trying to like jump on the bandwagon of humbling that franchise in that area in general, and you actually like love the old movies, and you're trying to make an argument that like there was something lost in translation of that generation to now, if you're trying to make that argument and you use these old movies as case in point of just all movies were better, you need to rethink of that, because you're devaluing both your point, because everyone knows those movies are great, and you're devaluing your own like love. Anyways, that was my I always get into such a rant about movies and art in general, but that's all the things cut out today. There are good movies, and like are good new movies though. Yeah, no, I totally agree. There are wonderful movies that have come out in the last few years. Not like new superhero, not even superhero movies, because superhero movies, give and take, they're really cool. Like the way they're being, like the abilities that we have now to make movies are wonderful. I totally agree. And the new Batman movie, great movie. I liked it. Plenty of good movies have come out. Plenty of like pretty good movies have come out, which you always need pretty good movies. If you have nothing but shit and pretty good movies, where the pretty good movies become great movies because of that, that's not good. But if you have a bunch of great movies and then pretty good movies, where the pretty good movies become the bad movies, but they're still like good movies. I said movies and good too many times in that sentence. Big voice crack there. But I recently saw The Running Man, the recent one that just came out a few weeks ago, and it was neat. It wasn't like breaking my heart, wasn't like ripping my soul in twain or anything like that, but I enjoyed it. It was just a fun dystopian cyberpunk movie, and I think cyberpunk is a cool genre. I think all punk genres are cool, but cyberpunk is probably the most popular of all the punk genres, instead of like steampunk or solar punk or whatever. Cyberpunk's the most popular, and I think it should deserve a little more love than just a game series. It is pretty good. I genuinely liked it. Good thing you said so, because I was gonna do a little minor spoiler thing, but it was worth my time to watch it even in theaters. Like, I went to go see it in theaters. I actually went to go see it. I was visiting New York at the time, and I saw it in like Times Square theater, or like a theater near Times Square. And it was very funny. Walking out of this like corporate hellscape movie about like media going too far and like over like commodifying every single thing to watch, and then walking out to fucking Times Square. that was pretty funny. But anyways, shit's cut out, and I need Havoc Punch. Sorry. I need Punch to go and do his final. I don't know if it's like later today or whatever, but you, my friend, need to be in tip-top shape and not distracted by my movie mutterings, my friend. Here we go. That was a good alliteration to end off the day. I hope you all had a wonderful time. I actually did have a great time seeing so many of you guys pop in today. It was really cool. I really, really enjoyed that. Yeah, you gotta study, man. I need you to pass. My friend. I really enjoyed today. I like went in today being like, oh, just gotta put one on the board because I'm pretty like messed up from all my like school work. Just gotta put one in the board on the stream, whatever. But I really enjoyed it. I hope all of you have a wonderful day, and happy holidays until next time I see you, and then I'll say happy holidays again and again and again. But hope you all have a wonderful day. See you. Alright. I am very swamped, as stated multiple times previously this week. So I don't want to like assure that I'm gonna stream. Aw. Dude, gonna make me blush. I I'm not gonna like 100% assure that I'll be streaming every single day or even like stream tomorrow or whatever, but I will stream another time in all of time. No, I'll get back. I'll stream maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, maybe the day after that. I don't know, but I want to get this project done because, I want to have fun doing other stuff. Anyways, this was pretty drawn out. I'll see y'all later. Recording. I'll see y'all too. Bye bye.